Good evening, everyone. This is the white pumpkin puree that I made yesterday. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it down below. And when I did a taste test at the end of the video, this does not taste like pumpkin. It tastes like spaghetti squash, and it had the texture of spaghetti squash, but I pureed it this morning. You could still see a little stringy in it, like spaghetti squash, but for the most part, I pureed it. And I didn't know what to do with it, so I googled spaghetti squash, and there's only a couple recipes out there where you just bake it and put pasta sauce on it, and just nothing that I thought looked interesting. So I was looking through this old Betty Crocker's picture cookbook to see if maybe they did something with squash, and under the pumpkin pie, which is classic pumpkin pie recipe, they have this thing called New England squash pie, and you're just using squash in general, and it's pretty similar to this pumpkin pie recipe. So that's what I'm gonna try. I'm going to make a New England squash pie. I am going to show the recipe because I did Google it and it's all over the internet. So it's 1 3/4 cups strained mashed squash, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 large eggs, which should equal 1/2 cup, 1 cup sugar, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon ginger, 1 tablespoon melted butter, and you mix all that together. I'm doing a 9-inch pie. For an 8-inch pie, a little less of the ingredients. And then Mimosa, I'm still training her to not get on the counter. Get down, get down. All right, all I had to do was shake the water ball and she moved to the bar stool. Thank you. So here I'm gonna get all the ingredients mixed together. I could make my own pie crust, but I'm not really good at it yet. I'm still practicing, so I just went to the store real quick and bought some ready to bake pie crusts. I have all the ingredients except for the pumpkin or squash in here, and I'm just gonna blend it before I add. When all this mixed together, and then I will add the pumpkin. All right, here's the mixture, and now I'm going to spoon it into my pie dish. Let's see if I have too much, because I swear every time I make pumpkin pie, I have too much fluid, mixture, whatever you call it. That's why I bought an extra deep pie pan. Charlie, what's wrong? Charlie is one of our foster kittens. He is quite the talker. Look at that. It was perfect. And so now we are gonna bake it 45 to 55 minutes at 425 degrees. See how it turns out. There was a little pumpkin puree left. I'm not saving it. There's really not much left. Not even 1/2 cup, so I'm just gonna throw it away. I just did 50 minutes. I'm gonna just cut in real quick to see if it's gonna come out clean. As you can see, the edges are very, very dark. I knew that was gonna happen, but I wanted to follow the recipe exactly. Newer recipes talk about wrapping the edge in aluminum foil to prevent your crust by getting too dark. And then a lot of recipes, like you bake it at like 1 temperature for 20 minutes and then lower the temperature. I didn't do any of that because I wanted to follow the recipe exactly how they did it a long time ago. And so just supposed to like come out a little clean. I think it's pretty good, but I'm gonna do 5 more minutes just to be on the safe side because it was like 45 to 55 and I only did 50. So I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. I think it looks pretty good. So if you know anything about pumpkin pies, you want to let them sit for 4 hours, like cool completely, let them set before you even like cut into them. So I'm going to assume, since this is very, very similar, that it's going to be the same way. So I'm going to stick it in the laundry room to cool because, you know, I've got cats, and if I leave it on the stove, they will not leave it alone. It's been about 6 hours, so it's cooled down, of course, and looks like it's solidified a little bit better. I'm gonna cut into it and do a taste test. I cutting it was easy and it stayed together. That looks pretty good. All right, taste test. Oh. Okay, that fell apart. It's okay. It's definitely not pumpkin. It's definitely not pumpkin. Robert, just tell me your thoughts. Go ahead.
It's horrible. I'm sorry. You tried, but I can't get past the texture.
I pureed it.
It's stringy. It ain't your fault.
It's fine. You don't have to eat it.
I mean, you like it?
Actually, it's not bad. It's not the worst thing I've ever ate. I don't mind the texture.
It's a weird texture.
It definitely, I taste the cinnamon.
It's just...
Have you ever had like sweet potato pie? It kind of reminds me of that. But I was right. This is not pumpkin. This recipe is not that different at all. It's pretty much the same from the pumpkin pie recipe.
I'm gonna eat it. It's fine. It's just
it just reinforces me talking about like when you get a pumpkin from the grocery store, they say it's a pumpkin. It doesn't mean it's a pumpkin. It looked like a pumpkin. It smelled like a pumpkin, but it doesn't taste like a pumpkin. So, and this is a squash pie, you know, and that's why I said that I'm using the New England squash pie recipe. It's not bad. It kind of has, it's growing on me, but I see.
It's kind of offset, like something like there's an aftertaste. It's got a weird chewiness to it. I could accept this as a vegetable on my plate.
I was just gonna say, this is not a dessert. This is a side item.
It is.
This is like a quiche. This would be like a side savory
I'd rather
item.
have this than sweet potatoes.
Even though I added like a cup of sugar, it's more savory to me. Like, I would eat this as a side item. Would I make it again? No. I mean, I guess I would if I opened up a pumpkin and it turned out to be a fake pumpkin. I'm not gonna throw it away. I still might eat it.